will you? ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lucky Dog Gen 6 Tuesday nights here from Kansas Motor Speedway. We got 100 laps lined up for you here this evening in these lovely Gen 6 Cup cars. Let's go ahead and do a breakdown of your field. And before we get too far into anything, so starting on pole is the 281 of Jason Anderson. Starting to his outside is the 777 of Michael Pegg. Starting in third is the 92 of Riley Marabello. I think I got it right last week, but not this evening. Starting fourth is the 22 of Barry Neal. Starting fifth is the 78 of Gary Slipinski. In sixth is the 17 of John Held. In seventh, we have the 140 of Jim Featherstone. And to his outside in eighth, we have the 53 of Randolph Richard. Starting in ninth, we have the 24 of Jason Adams. In 10th, we have the 66 of Colton Manage. Starting 11th is the 46 of Buddy Waters, and in 12th is the 28 of Larry Eddy. Starting 13th is the 43 of Sandy Curtis, and in 14th, the 19 of Ben Gear. Starting 15th, we have the number 15 of Christopher Pello. Starting 16th, we have the 72 of Ray Vasquez. Starting in 17th, the 31 of Shane Bowie, and in 18th, we have the 20 of Tyler J. Curley. Starting 19th, we have the 8 of Nathaniel Lee. And in 20th, the 14th of Donald Stewart. Starting in 21st is the 59 of Randolph Richard. And in 22nd, we have the 52 of Gary Whitmer Sr. Starting 23rd is yours truly, but I'm in the booth tonight. So that guy's probably going to get DQ'd before the end of this race, before this race is over. Starting 24th, we have the 99 of Kim Kraus. In 25th, we have the 00 of Thomas Holder. In 26th, we have the 91 of Joel Guy, and in 27th, we have the 58 of Chris Hogue. That is your full field this evening. And we got I want to say a pretty close to full field here tonight. Like to see all these drivers coming out, having fun with us. Hopefully they have enough fun and that we get to see them more regularly, especially once we get to points-paying races, and hopefully you like seeing them as well. Don't hesitate to let us know in the comment section. These guys love to see it as we head to the green flag. Green flag is out. 92 giving a solid push to the 281 there, going there down the front stretch. Jason here looking like he's going to be defending there on the bottom pretty hard. Riley is pushing that car as hard as he can, trying to clear Michael Pegg. 92 not able to clear Michael, but the 281, Jason Anderson, he's able to keep it out there, out front. As these guys head into turn 3, Michael Pegg has it up there on that top shelf right there, right up against the wall, trying to get all the momentum he can. Was noticing we've 3 wide here for second place. They're able to get past, got the 24. He's got a little squirrely. Everyone keeps it going in the right direction. Michael Pegg really working that outside lane. We were noticing these cars in practice were really, really tight down there running on the bottom. It seemed like the top was the place to be unless you were in the absolute front. But you saw the monster run Michael Pegg got out of turns 1 and 2. Just shot him straight to the lead. Riley here, we saw from watching him race last week, he's no slouch. He's pretty good in these cars, so gotta wonder, maybe is he doing a tire saving strategy or something like that, because Michael Pegg just fired by him like he was standing still as he comes under fire from the 281 of Jason Anderson here going through turn 3. Started first, was not able to lead that. I don't think he was able to lead that first lap. He's challenging back under Riley Marabello to get that second place, and right now he's a nose ahead. And he clears Riley here, so he starts to slide up the track. So we'll see what kind of momentum he can maintain there. If I sound a little out of sorts, folks, I feel a little under the weather, so just bear with me this evening. So we'll just go ahead and we'll take a little bit look a little bit further back here. Gary Slipinski in 4th place. He's managed to move his way up just a spot or two. There, 2 by 2 by 2 behind him. Looked like almost we're going to be 3 wide back there. That's the wrong car. Let me go ahead and get it. Sandy Curtis right there is about where it was. They were about 3 wide there. Everyone looks like they were able to really keep it off the wall. So there was the 53 of Randolph Richard I was looking for. He and the 46 have almost made contact a couple times. Sandy Curtis going to shoot to the bottom, 3 wide again. This is your battle right here. I mean, all these guys on top of each other, you know, they could be fighting for 6th, but that looked like it was the battle for 8th place. And it looks like Sandy Curtis came out on top. The other 2 guys sort of backed out of it, not wanting to really get into any kind of crazy wreck this early on, and I can't say I blame them. We have 53 looking out of sorts. Got a shot from the 20. Oh, 53, 19 going around. Your first caution of the night. These guys rolling in here, collecting each other. Some folks not able to get on the brakes in time. Looks like John Held just plowed, I think that was the 00 ahead of him. That was indeed. We'll go back and we'll take a look at this. So this started in turn 3. Looked like Randolph here got a little out of sorts, got a little help from the 20. Everyone checks up. Everyone's looking okay. But then the 20 comes up the track and just tags the 53 in the left rear, and that's really what sent them all around. So we'll go ahead. We'll watch a little closer view here on the 20. That's Tyler Curley. Gets in the back of Randolph. And you see Randolph was still trying to save that car when they made contact. So he came down the track a little bit, and that collected the 19 of Joel Guy. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to ride along with Randolph Richard here. We'll go back a little bit here. So this is the exit of turn 2 here. So he comes out of turn 2. You see he's working that high line, and that can be really loose, especially on fresher tires if you don't get your entrance quite right. Got a little bit, see him working that wheel, and see when he gets hit, his wheel is turned to the right. He's trying to save that car. So it's just feeling all out of shape for him. And we'll ride along with the 20 here. And you can see Tyler here was not expecting at all the 53 to come back down the track. And then we got some latecomers to the wreck. We'll go ahead and let me see here. I had it on him. There he is. So we're going to watch from our friend the Chopper Cam. But we're going to have a few guys enter this caution really late. And it's going to be these 3 here, the 58, the 00, the 58 and the 15 get into it. The 00, the 17, they back out, but the 24, Jason Adams, he is hard on the brake, and these guys just stack up into the back of him. That's most unfortunate. So go ahead and we'll jump to the end of the session. Now we have a very interesting deal going on here. These cars have, I think I was seeing, it's about 44 laps of fuel. We had a caution come out just a couple laps ago. And with 44 laps in a race, in a fuel run, I should say, these guys are not quite going to be able to make it halfway, even with this caution. However, we had a bunch of people come down pit road. Gary Sapinski here in the 78 was the first guy to come down pit road. Everyone behind him pit. All he did was take fuel. A lot of people took fuel. Randolph Richard, he was involved in that caution. Full-length pit stop. Jim Featherstone, I think he was also involved in that caution. Full-length caution. But most folks just took fuel. And effectively what this is going to mean is they've taken one of their 2 stops already. They're not going to have to be coming down on lap 33 and lap 66. They're going to be looking at coming down pit road for the last time on lap we'll say 56, 57, and running to the end. And so we got a little bit of a difference in fuel strategy here this evening. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. So we'll go ahead and we'll go through our top 5 here on our restart. So restarting in first, we have the 777 of Michael Pegg. Restarting in second is the 92 of Riley Marabello. Third, the 22 of Barry Neal. Fourth, we have the 31 of Shane Bowie. And fifth, we have the 99 of Kim Kraus. All these guys opted to stay out. More than likely, a few of them opted to stay out more for track position. And we'll see how it plays out. More than likely, these guys are going to follow Michael Pegg down pit road when he decides to pit. And it's going to really open up a whole bunch of strategy on our part as we get back into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Looks like the 92 got a little bit better start than the 777. They're headed towards the start-finish line. Both of these guys very even headed into turn 1. They're going to be side by side. Michael Pegg not quite able to clear the 92. Riley putting a little bit of a side draft there on the 777. Michael not able to get off the corner the way that he would like. And that's going to allow the 92 to reassume the lead. He looks like maybe he's a little bit more comfortable, more towards the middle than right down there on the bottom. As they come around, 92 is able to lead a lap. Michael Pegg here drops back into second place. The 22 looking to see if he can advance his position. Not as much as the 31 of Shane Bowie is. Drops it right down there on the bottom, trying to get the run that he needs to be able to get somewhere. Does not have any help out back. It looks like he's going to get freight trained on the outside by the 22 and the 78. That top side has a lot of speed to it. Michael Pegg able to get back in front of the 92. You can see how much speed that top side has. Like the bottom can make up a lot of ground there on the bottom, going through the corners, but when it comes to coming out of the corners, you watch this 22, watch him fire past the 31. So he's able to just there, halfway down the halfway down the backstretch, he's able to get that nose back out ahead. These guys are going to be running like this probably for a while. They're getting a good pull down there on the bottom. That's allowing them to really stay up with the guys running that high line. But the longer this race goes on, I think the more you're going to see those guys in the high line. The 22, the 78, the 66. These guys, a little bit of contact between the 66 and the 43 going down the backstretch. But the longer this race goes on, the more I think you're going to see those guys in the high line. They're going to be able to be making a lot of moves. The later this race goes, I think you're going to see that's going to become the dominant line the longer this goes on. Michael Pegg and Riley Marabello still fighting tooth and nail for this lead. Riley is not willing to let it go. Michael, we already know he's a hard guy to pass, especially when he's got help out back. The 31 of Shane Bowie gave him a nice push down there, down the backstretch. Looks like we may have had a little bit of an issue. The 00 of Thomas Holder, he has fallen back. He's currently only scored, he's 20 seconds behind the leaders, so wonder if there was an issue there. Also, the 91 of Joel Guy, he's also pretty far back, 7 seconds back. So I'm not certain what all happened there. So we'll go ahead and we'll go back to the front. You see we're 3 wide back there, right around the 66 of Colton Manage. He backs out of it a little bit, lets those guys go. That's the crazy thing about Kansas. 3 wide here, not only is doable, it's almost expected. Just about anywhere on the track, you can fit 3 cars side by side and not really worry about it too much. I want to say maybe the exception of turn 4 seems to be where I see most of the problems with 3 wide racing. But these guys back here are not afraid to stick those cars 3 wide, try and make that move that they need to make. So go ahead and we take a look here at the 53 of almost a little bit of a contact between the 53 and the 15, but we're taking a look at Randolph Richard here. Obviously, he was involved in that first caution. looks like he did not take a fast repair. He might have, but it looks like there is still damage to that right front. So I think what we're going to do, Jason Adams here, he's able to avoid most of that caution. We're going to go ahead and we're going to ride along with Jason Adams. You're going to see what it's like here at Kansas, back here in the pack. You heard they're going through turns 3 and 4. 24, Jason Adams was having to lift to get out of the throttle. That's how tight this car is already. He was in danger, especially back here in this dirty air. He was in danger of moving up, and Doran, the guy to his outside, so he really had to get out of the throttle. But you also heard through turns 1 and 2, all of that tire wear. You just heard the tires screaming going through turns 1 and 2. And Kansas is very interesting in these cars in the fact that you can go all the way around full throttle, as we are almost 4 wide there for a second. Close to 3 wide there, gets it everyone going in the right direction. But like we were saying, this track with this car, you can go around this track at full throttle for lap after lap after lap after lap, especially if you have clean air, never lifting. Especially if you're up there against that wall, you see that's where Michael Pega's moved, right up there to that top lane. You know, in those racetracks where you can go full throttle, racetracks that aren't Daytona or Talladega, there's a lot of tire wear. I think it's probably actually best exemplified by Kansas here, because you can spend so long. Oh, we got guy in the wall. 31 looks like got in the wall. He's around. Caution is out. Stacked up everyone behind him. Sort of like we were saying, you can get away full throttle, just keeping your foot to the floor. But when that grip goes away, it goes, and it goes fast. So you try to keep it up there on the wall, and the wall just spat him out. We'll go ahead and we'll ride along with Gary Sapinski. He was right behind this. You could hear Gary get out of the throttle there, trying to keep it off the 31. And when the 31 didn't spin, you heard Gary Sapinski throttle back up. He was expecting the 31 to go. But you can hear 31 completely out of the throttle, trying to keep it up against the wall, trying to keep it out of the way. I mean, he knows that if he doesn't, he's going to be asking for a world of hurt there. It looks like he was able to keep it off the wall. So he gets it down here into turn 1, gets it in there pretty easy. A little bit of a shallower entry, but he gets it. He's running it there in the middle, just foot to the floor. You can tell he's not lifting there, and car just runs out of grip. So Gary Sapinski also got hit from the rear by the 99. Not quite able to, he wasn't quite able to see what was going on. Shane able to keep it out of the wall. So good job on him. Should be only minor car repair there. Shouldn't have to take a fast repair. So everyone comes down pit road. First person off pit road is this man right here. Gary Sapinski. Gary here only making a 5-second stop. Now, it's an interesting choice here. Everyone else, with the exception of Jason Adams, took tires. So Gary Sapinski is out here on 24-lap-old tires. So not entirely certain maybe what he was thinking. Maybe he just realized what everyone else did. We'll see what he does. He come down pit road here. But now everyone can make it to the end on one stop. Whereas before, the 5 who stayed out front, they still had to stop twice. It's be interesting to see if that jack goes up on the right side. Gary Sapinski is taking tires, so might be one of those situations, just forgot to check his tires. But that'll go ahead and give the lead back to Michael Pegg. Ben Gear is your lucky dog recipient. So let's put Ben here back on the lead lap. So it's very nice to see. Glad to see as many people as possible on the lead lap. Always leads to good racing. Gary Sapinski just come off pit road, so he'll be assuming his position at the back of the field. I don't know, maybe Gary just wanted an excuse to drive through the field. You know, he's a kind of guy who really enjoys a challenge, and putting an entire field of these Gen 6 cars, especially at a track like this one, it's a challenge to go from the back of the field in the Gen 6 to the front of the field in the Gen 6. Especially, you know, we were already seeing people, you know, move up to that high line, seeing that's where the speed was. That's where Michael Pegg was running. And he was doing a pretty good job holding off the 92 of Riley Marabello up there on that high side. You know, Kansas, make your passes. Make them quick, make them early. Because once we get into a long run, you're going to be stuck almost exactly where you are. Especially with how tight this car is running. We are not running a custom setup here for the Gen 6s at Kansas. This is the iRacing default, and we all know the iRacing default, that's either plowing tight or wrecking loose, and here it is a very, very tight setup. So go ahead and look at your top 5. Restarting first will be the 777 of Michael Pegg. Second will be the 92 of Riley Marabello. Third will be the 22 of Barry Neal. Starting fourth will be the 43 of Sandy Curtis, and fifth will be the 99 of Kim Kraus. Very similar top 5 to what we had on that last restart. So we'll see how this shapes up. Michael Pegg brings him out of turn 4 behind the iRacing pace car as they head towards that Geico restart zone. See if Mike can get a little better jump than the 92 this time. Green flag is out. Riley Marabello just a nose ahead of Michael Pegg. Just able to get to that throttle or get through those gears. Not sure which, but he gets right off into turn 1 and 2. A lot better than he did last time. Looks like he's already a nose ahead of Michael Pegg by corner exit. He was already pulling ahead before they even got there. So he brings the 43 with him. He drops it down to the bottom, trying to take advantage of these fresh tires while he can. He's going to have to send it as hard as he can to maintain that lead. Takes it down there below the apron. It looks like almost like taking it below the apron there out front is not beneficial. You saw how much time Michael Pegg made up, and look at him fire it off through the exit of turn 2. Riley slides up in front, tries to kill that momentum. Michael Pegg drops down. This is probably how Michael's gotten Riley every single time. There's almost a little bit of contact there between the 43 and the 92. These two fighting for that draft from Michael Pegg. We'll go ahead and we'll watch these guys from his gearbox. You can see how this is going behind him. Michael running that, dropping down to the bottom. See how much momentum that top has, especially on fresh tires. Riley, though, trying to get to the bottom, trying to follow the tire tracks of Michael Pegg, trying to get all the help he can here. Look at that run. Right up on the rear bumper of Michael Pegg. Looking to the outside. Michael Pegg blocks. Riley looking to the inside. He's able to get that nose in there. But we already know if he can't clear Michael, Michael's going to have that momentum coming out of turn 2. He clears Michael, and he's got the 43 behind him. That's going to stop Michael Pegg from dropping down, taking advantage of the momentum he had coming off turn 2. Riley able to reassume the lead here. See, all through this field, there's already a gap here between, what is that? That's the 00 of Thomas Holder, who is the leader of this second pack. So we see the 91 tag the wall, does a good job of keeping it out of the way, but from the 00 here to the 52, 52 is the back of that front pack. The 9 8-car breakaway. No, it is 9 cars. Just swap places with Buddy Waters there. There's close to 2 seconds between this front pack and that second pack. And that's not going to bode well for this man right here who restarted in the back trying to make his way through the field. He's going to have his work cut out for him getting back up there. This is a 1.7 second gap between them and the 46 here of Buddy Waters. While we were looking at that, the 19 Riley Marabello doing his best to hold on to that lead. He has moved up here more to that middle high lane, trying to stop Michael Pegg from being able to pass him on the bottom. Now taking advantage of the fact that the 22 is out there, trying to keep the 22 and the 777 side by side, get them to wear their stuff out. He's got everyone behind him too wide. Everyone is racing for position. There is so much dirty air. I would hate to be someone like Sandy Curtis, who is faced with all of these guys running every lane in front of him. There is no chance of finding any clean air for that 43 car. We'll go ahead and we'll ride along with him for a little bit. You can see this track just, you can hear him playing with that throttle. You can hear those tires. Oh, a little bit of contact between him and the 8. The 8 looked like he got real tight coming up the track. You can hear them playing with the throttle. There is so much dirty air back here. It is hard to make moves. It's hard to make passes. The 8 very easily, it looks like, able to keep it down there on the bottom. Sandy Curtis finally able to clear him. See, he dives down low, trying to get past the 22. We take a look ahead. The 92, he gets passed by Michael Pegg there on the bottom. Michael Pegg was able to get clear of the guys behind him. And that was really the problem he was having, is he kept having these people to his inside. 92 was all over the rear bumper of the 777. But he just had these people all around him. He could not make the moves he needed to. 43 tags the wall. 22, I believe, and the 8. A little bit of contact there. Everyone keeps it going straight. Good heads-up driving by everybody. 99 at Kim Kraus almost ate everyone there with the front end of that car. Did a good job checking up. Didn't lose too many positions. That drops him back to 7th place. He is firmly in a battle for the 5th position. Unfortunately for him, he is stuck on the bottom, and we are already seeing that top lane really start to prevail when it comes to a lot of these. The 92 sends it down there, able to get to the inside of Michael Pegg, put that side draft on him. He is, oh, a little bit of contact. I think that was netcode contact. Michael Pegg doing his best to pinch Riley down there. Riley sending it back into turns 1 and 2. He's not going to clear Michael Pegg. He's going to have to get out of the throttle. That's going to hurt his momentum. Puts a little bit of a side draft on there. Not enough to pull Michael Pegg back. These guys, you'd think they still had fresh tires. I mean, they were on pit road 15 laps ago. And that's more than enough time for these tires to really start to wear out, especially with all this side-by-side racing. It's real nice seeing this top pack, 9 cars, all still fighting it out amongst themselves. We're getting to the point where it's about to start single filing out. You know, Sandy Curtis making up as much space as he can. He's made it up to the 3rd position, get a nice push from the 15, but the 15 looking a little bit lower. Sandy's already committed to that top lane. That's where the clean air has been so far. He's getting those really good runs down both straightaways. And that's something that looks like the 15 is trying to take advantage of, but he's got, oh, he bounces off the wall. Bounces off the 22, back up in the wall. There's going to be a lot of damage on the right side of that car. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look back at that. They're coming through here. He just misjudges corner entry, bounces off the wall, bounces off the 22, and then hits the outside wall again. Because he's back here in the draft, it hasn't hurt him too much. He's still part of this pack. We got 5 cars here under a blanket, all fighting for what looks to be the 5th position still. Kim Kraus not able to get any kind of gap between himself and these guys, even with that. Now, tell you who loved to see that. Told you it was going to be a tall order. All that's allowed Gary Sapinski to get right up to the rear bumpers of these guys. Remember, he was over 2 seconds back. Well, close to 2 seconds back from these guys. He's still 1.9 back from the leader. But he caught this pack. They are beating and banging. He cannot be feeling confident about this. It's going to be difficult getting by these guys. These guys are using each other up, trying to make up all of that track position that they can. 99 to Kim Kraus, able to clear himself of that. He's setting off, trying to catch up. He's about 1.6 back from your leader, Michael Pegg. He's only about a second off the 22 of Barry Neal, so he's trying to pull off that draft of the 22 and the 43, get himself back up there in the picture, in the conversation. I mean, he's managed to firmly cement himself in the top 5. Let's take a look from his gearbox. These guys, side by side, racing as hard as they can. He's managed to pull out 0.4 of a second on him. And you heard it going into turn 3, a little bit of a lift, but he is foot through the floor all the way through turns 3 and 4 after that little lift on corner entry. See, he rolls turn 1 just a little bit more. But that's what we're seeing there on the top. Gary Sapinski able to clear himself up into the 7th position, now in the 6th position. See, dives it there along the bottom of the 8. He had to drive through a lot of traffic, and he is making great gains here. He either committed to the top very, very early or just was able to really take care of those tires. That is not an easy thing to do here at a place like Kansas. Just looking for that fresh air wherever he can find it. You know, Kim Kraus running the top. Gary Sapinski going to look to the bottom just to try and keep air on the nose of that car, keep as much downforce on it as he can. See Kim here through 3 and 4, puts it in the middle, so Gary runs high. Watch this run he's going to close right up. He's within 0.2, now 0.1 of a second of the 99. Kim running that high lane. Gary had to get out of the throttle there. That brought the 8 right up to his rear bumper. 8 almost smacks the wall there. Keeps it off, very good for him. You see the 99 saw what Gary Sapinski did. He's like, all right, we'll just take the air off your nose and we'll see what this does. Gary Sapinski, though, gets very good drive through turns 3 and 4. Kim Kraus definitely seems to be, if you want to pass him, you're going to have to pass him low. Gary Sapinski might get it here. He's clear, but is he going to be able to slide up and chop the momentum on that 99, especially with the 43 slow in the top lane? Yeah, 43 looks like he's not going as slow as maybe I thought he was, but Gary Sapinski going to commit to the bottom there, try and get around Sandy Curtis. Challenging here for 4th place, the 22 of Barry Neal. Pulls both of them, trying to keep them side by side. Looks like he is successful. Gary Sapinski sort of stuck down low. He's not going to clear Sandy Curtis here. Sandy's obviously going to have that momentum run down the back. You got the 281 back up here, back inside the top 10. He is battling here for that 6th position with Kim Kraus, trying to follow in the tire tracks of Gary Sapinski. He's doing a fantastic job keeping it up there. As the 99 gets in the wall, hits the 281. That's going to send them both around. 281 saves it. No caution is out. Caution will waive. It's not going to be what anyone wanted to see. This is going to play havoc with our pit strategy. So we'll go back and we'll take a look at this. So here they come out of turn 2. The 99 gets in the wall. That sends him down into the 281. 281 trying to save it. Keeps it out of the wall. Probably only a little bit of bodywork damage brings it to a complete stop. Let's go ahead and we'll take a look from the chopper here. See, the 99 just gets real tight. Just hits that wall, and that wall spits him out. And you know what's even crazier? I don't know if you saw it. I know I did. We'll skip back. We'll take a look. We're going to go to the 99. We're going to go to that chase cam. Get real close here. And actually, I think we're going to go with the rear chase cam on this one, because I want you to see what I saw. So he gets in the wall here. It throws him off the wall there. You see the back end of the 281 jump out there. I don't think these guys were going to make contact, but Iracing decided they did. And you see net code right there, the back end of that 281 sends him around, and that's what causes their contact. So 99 hits that inside wall. Unfortunate for both of these guys. Both these guys running a very, very good race. Just a little bit of wall contact there, and that's what sets it off. He tries to drive it out of that until he realizes he can't. So that is unfortunate there for the 99 of Kim Krause. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump to the end of the session. Well, the current point in the session, just coming off pit road, looks like he had a 63-second stop. Usually that's what you're going to do if you're just repairing off optional damage. So maybe he didn't have terminal damage on that car. Looks like he was able to beat the leader off pit road, so he will not be going a lap down. More than likely just starting at the rear of the field. On a plus note, 21 cars still in this race, 21 cars on the lead lap. That is always nice to see. And we have some interesting pit strategy. Everyone still has to stop one more time. Ben Gear, though, stayed out on 27 lap old tires. He will be restarting first. That is a move definitely for track position. Ben probably thinking of bringing it down pit road probably within the next 8 to 10 laps to take his last stop. But those are going to be some very old tires restarting on the front row of this race. That car is going to be very tight going into turn 1. Michael Pegg, too, is outside. Michael Pegg is going to have to clear that 19 as fast as he can. That 92 of Riley Marabello is going to have to do everything he can to see if he can get by. The 19 of Ben Gear has pulled off the racing surface onto the apron. I just getting told here by race control that Ben Gear has opted to take an EOL. He recognizes the age of those tires, and this is probably a pit strategy move. The other thing it does, if this was a points-paying race, that would have gotten him a lap lead, and that's an extra bonus point in Lucky Dog. So it's good that he's able to practice that here. Hopefully, he's able to come down pit road here within the next, remember we were talking about 44 laps of fuel in these cars. If he comes down pit road, say within the next 5 laps, he should be able to, you know, we'll say 5 to 10. Come down pit road, put 4 fresh tires and fuel in that. He will not have to stop again. That'll go ahead and look like it'll give the lead. A little bit interesting. It's going to give the lead here to the 92 of Riley Marabello. Leads him into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. We know Riley's good on these restarts. He and Michael Pegg, though, about even. 78 of Gary Sapinski moved himself up into the 3rd position. He's pushing Riley going into turn 1. Michael Pegg hard on that right side door of Riley. That's going to really pull the 92 back, really kill his momentum. The 78's able to pop up high. He's able to commit to that high lane. Gary Sapinski getting a draft pull there from Michael Pegg, going through turns 3 and 4. Michael Pegg got real loose there. It's close, not certain who led that lap. Looks like maybe it was Michael Pegg. They're 3 wide for 4th place behind him. 8 looks like maybe getting a little contact with the 22. Everyone keeps it pointed in the right direction. Tried to take advantage of that draft run. Did the 43, and it really worked out in his favor up to the 4th position. He's trying to follow that 78 and that 777 around the track. They know that top side is where all the speed is. That 92, Riley Marabello, stuck on the bottom. Still able to keep it door to door with Michael Pegg, even with those draft pushes that he's getting from the 78. Riley putting in a nasty side draft, going down the backstretch. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. Michael expected him to go all the way down the track. He did not. He stuck it right there in the middle. Michael Pegg made contact there. That really upset the balance of his car. The 92 is like, okay, I can't pass you there on the bottom. Fine. If you're going to run the top, I'll run the middle, because what that would have allowed him to do is keep the side draft there on the 777. Say head here. Michael not happy, giving the 92 a shot going into turns 1 and 2. Oh, contact there. These two are not happy with each other. That puts them 3 wide. 78, Gary Sapinski passes them both on the bottom. 3 wide for 2nd place. The 46 is down. Caution is out. 92 got in the 777. It looked like what happened there. So this started behind them. The 46 got bumped low by the 8. There's a lot that happened there. I need to take a second to look at this. All right. We'll take a look at this. All right, so starting here around the 52, Gary Whitmer Sr. here is up on the top. He's got nowhere to go. To the inside of him, we have the 8 of Nathan Lee. They go in. Nathan and the 46 make contact. The 46 tries to save it. You see that knocks him up the track going into turn 1. Like, he tries real hard to save it. Looks like he collects the 66 of Colton Manich. I believe the 281 gets caught up in this. Nope, he gets free. 17 to John Held. Bunch of people back there. But at the same time this happens, look at this run the 22 has. So if we back this up just a little bit further, we already know that the 92 and the 777, these guys are racing each other really hard. They don't seem to be too happy with each other. They're already beating and banging. There's a little bit of contact the lap prior. 777 gets into the 92 here, which gets the 92 upset into the 777. Gary Sapinski passes them low. These two cars, the 92 and the 777, they're slow. But the 22 dives it in low, and that gets him into the 92. The 92, I guess, wasn't expecting that run, and it bumps him right up into the 777 of Michael Pegg. Let's see that. And that just sets them off from there. We'll go ahead and we'll watch all this from the perspective of the 14, because Donald Stewart had one heck of a view. I mean, he gets caught up in this, but he sees everything that just happened. So 46 goes low. So he sees that. He checks up. He dodges it, gets hit from the 28, and that sends him up into everything in front of him. But he did everything he could to keep out of that. But you can see everything kick off all around him. So it's very interesting seeing what happened here. Let's go back to Let's see if I can find it. Yep, a little further. There we go. All right. So let's ride along here with the 22. See this run that he gets. He sends it on in there. He's to the inside here. There's contact between him and the 92, and that just everything goes from there. So if we ride along here with the 92, C sends it on in here into turn 1. Hold on. That was an interesting thing to see. Let's take a look and see what happened with that wheel. Because it looked like he was pinging around. We're going to back that up one more time. Oh my goodness. So I think the 22 is definitely, like the 92 may have upset the air a little bit, but so go ahead and we'll rewind. I hate using that. Pause. Oh well. So, I mean, it almost looked like there was a little bit of maybe netcode contact between the 92 and the 777, but it's very interesting how that entire thing kicked off. So we'll go head through our top 5 real quick. Restarting first is the 78 of Gary Sapinski. In second is 281 of Jason Anderson. Back all the way up to the second position. Remember, he was our pole sitter. 24 of Jason Adams is in third. 22 of Barry Neal is in fourth. And the 43 of Sandy Curtis. Sorry, the 8. Sorry. And the 8 is restarting fourth. Apparently I can't read. And the 43 of Sandy Curtis in fifth. As they get back going here, Gary Sapinski leads him to the line. Gets an excellent restart. Good push from the 24 of Jason Adams. As they go here through turns 1 and 2, this is one of the few times we've seen that bottom lane really prevail with that kind of statement on a restart all night long. The 281 was not able to keep it on the door of Gary Sapinski on the inside. Gary going to do everything he can to take care of his car. He was last down pit road 14 laps ago. A bunch of people pitted. Very few took tires. Most folks taking fuel. With that caution, these guys might be able to make it halfway. So not halfway, might be able to make it here to the end as the 24 goes for a pass on the 78. He's got a good push from the 43 as Sandy Curtis. Gary Sapinski's going to have that excellent run down there. Sandy tries to do a little bit of side drafting on the 78, try and pull him back. Looks like it worked. 24 of Jason Adams to the point. Sandy Curtis sending it off there into turn 2 as we got contact behind. Looks like Michael Pegg got dumped. Going here through turns 3 and 4. I hate to say it, but that looks like it might be the lap down car of Riley Marabello. Again, not pleased with Michael Pegg. Gave him a push coming out of turn 2, sent him sideways up into the field. Not certain if that was a payback or just a better run. We'll go ahead and ride along with the 92 here. He just drives through the 777 of Michael Pegg. Did not lift at all. Right along with Michael Pegg. Just got sideways up into the field. Those two have been racing really, really hard all night long. And that car is done. You want to talk about someone who is definitely going to need to take a fast repair. That'll be the 777 of Michael Pegg. We'll go ahead and we'll go back. We'll take a look here. I mean, they've just come down pit road. I believe Michael Pegg had taken tires. He was involved in that caution, so he's on fresh tires. 92 just sends him around. It's unfortunate. Not really much to say there beyond what we have said already. Anyone who is coming down pit road this time can make it to the end. We have a few people who came down pit road. Looks like they took 4 tires. 777 of Michael Pegg, obviously. The 99 of Kim Kraus, the 53 of Randolph Richard, and the 22 of Barry Neal. All of these guys came down pit road for full 14-second stops. So these guys are looking at fresh tires, all of them. And it's definitely something we would expect from, I mentioned Michael Pegg with the damage. He's probably out of fresh tires. That would be my guess. So your top 5 here be the 24 of Jason Adams, the 78 of Gary Sapinski, the 43 of Sandy Curtis, the 8 of Nathaniel Lee, and in 5th, we have the 281 of Jason Anderson. He's worked his way back up to the front after being caught up in a few things that were just not his fault. So it's good that he's hung in there, especially as fast as that car has shown itself to be this evening. The 8 here, that Mountain Dew, that's very Dale Jr. looking car. I'd be willing to bet that is a Dale Jr. car. I certainly hope it is. That's a beautiful car. So he'll be restarting in 4th. You know, he started back in 19th. I do believe he was one of the drivers who opted to forego qualifying. He is up here in the top 5. So good on him. 43 of Sandy Curtis. Remember, we got to talk with him. He won one of our recruitment races last week, running up here in the top 5 this evening. Always good to see that Cheerios Petty throwback on the track. So we are 1 to green. Think this restart, be restarting on lap 70. For a lap or 2, we're just going to let the engines do the talking. Give me an opportunity to wet this whistle, because, man, it's starting to sound like I need it. Alrighty, pace car bringing him through turn 4, dives off, headed towards pit road. Jason Adams, your leader, to his outside. 78, Gary Sapinski, headed that Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Why don't you guys go ahead and crank it up? Ooh, a lot of contact there around the 8 of Nathaniel Lee. He tagged the wall there on the front stretch and then did not have a very flattering turn 1 and 2. 43 Sandy Curtis got in the rear of him. That's opened up a little bit of a gap. We've got a caution further back. Looks like maybe the 14, Donald Stewart, and the 17, 19, all three of these guys around. See here. Let's go back. We'll see what happened. So we are 3 wide ahead of them. The 14 is in between the 53 of Randolph Richard on the bottom and the 59 of Ralph Blair up to the top. So we send it off into turns 1 and 2, I believe. Everything is fine. It's 3 wide. Michael Pegg down low. Oh, looked like Michael Pegg came up into the 14? We'll go back. We're going to take a look at this. I think we're going to look at this one from the chopper. We're going to see if we can see what's going on. So Donald Stewart got the 59 to his outside. I hate to say it. Oh, Michael Pegg fired off into the outside wall. That's what it looks like. We'll take a look one more time. The 14's got the... And you see... You'll see that 777 come up the track. And that's what kicked it off between those drivers. And Donald Stewart really nowhere he could go with the 59 to his outside. He's just holding his lane and catches the 19, the 17, 14. 777 just drilled the outside wall. That probably broke the right front suspension. See a lot of sparks coming off of that car. Be willing to bet if we take a look at that right front suspension, yep, that wheel is wobbling around. So he is on pit road getting his car fixed. I believe both of his fast repairs have been used already. So however long it takes to fix that wheel is however long it takes. Unfortunately for Michael, that's going to put him, he was already a lap down. So this is going to put him at least 2 laps down. I don't think he thought they were 3 wide there. And when you don't have spotters, I mean, that's the benefit that, you know, a lot of NASCAR drivers have. You know, if you're in certain levels of NASCAR, obviously you don't have spotters, but, you know, all the Cup guys, all the Xfinity truck guys, they have the benefit of someone, an eye of the sky, telling them, hey, man, you're 3 wide. You know, that guy beside you, he ain't going anywhere. That's not something that a lot of us here in iRacing have. And even those of us who do, I mean, I know I've mentioned several times, I guess I'm firing my spotter after this race. Because often you'll hear that you're 3 wide after you've been 3 wide for 2 seconds. You've already committed to a move that you would not have done if you'd known 2 seconds prior that you were 3 wide. And you can fix that with a lot of iRacing apps. There are a couple settings you can change in the iRacing settings. However, it sometimes even those fail you. Like I said, I don't think Michael Pegg thought they were 3 wide. But we are 1 to go. Your leader, Gary Slapinski, with the 24 of Jason Adams to his outside in second. In third is the 8 of Nathaniel Lee. Restarting in fourth is the 66 of Colton Manich, who has been all over this field tonight. He's been in the front, he's been in the back. Now he is in 4th place. And restarting in 5th is the 43 of Sandy Curtis, hanging on to that fifth place position as tightly as he can. Biggest mover of the night would go so far to the 99 of Kim Kraus. He has been up inside the top 4, I do believe even the top 3 at various points in the evening, but he is in 6th. Again, started 24th, so he is making great strides. Fantastic to see him up here. This pace car ducks off onto pit road. Go ahead and restart here again. Gary Sapinski leading him to the line. Green flag is out. About dead even start from the top and the bottom. That bottom is going to prevail there. It's got that shorter way around the track. Gary Sapinski already cleared the 24. He drug the 8 of Nathaniel Lee with him. And so Jason Adams now contending with the 43 of Sandy Curtis to his inside. He's got a good push from the 66 Colton Manich. 8 of Nathaniel Lee dove it in there, trying to get a position there on Gary Sapinski. Was not able to really hold it there. 3 wide behind him. 99 of Kim Kraus shoots it around the outside of the 43 and the 8. Makes up 2 positions. Just barely clears the 8 before turn 1. He is diving it there into turn 2, side by side with Colton Manich, trying to get a good pull from the 24 of Jason Adams. They head off into turn 3. You can see he got out of it. Looking at that car, it's either really loose or really tight. If we go ahead and we take a look, the 99 was last on pit road 13 laps ago, so he's got fresher tires than everybody in front of him. And he is making that statement known. He is making up all the positions he can while he can. 24 of Jason Adams doing the best he can to block the run the 99's getting. Not enough. They're going to. Colton Manich thinking about making it 3 wide, decides against it. Kim Kraus. Oh, right across the nose of the 24 in front of the field. Collects the 91 and the 46. Caution will come out again. Just going for too much on those tires. Oh, you hate to see it. So we'll go back here. See, he was diving low. And see, he hits the apron. That bounces him up the track. That already upsets the car. But then he moves up like he's expecting Jason Adams to not be there. And unfortunately for everyone involved, Jason Adams was very much there, trying to hold on to that position. Think if maybe he'd waited just a little bit longer, he might have cleared the 24. He's clear there. But unfortunately, that hole closes up far sooner than he was expecting. If there's one person we got to ride along with, it's got to be this guy. John Held. Because I swear, I believe I saw cars spin all around him. He's going low, checking up, checking up, checking up, checking up. 91 across his nose, 46 across his rear, I believe it was. Not a scratch on that car from this. Someone get that man a clean pair of shorts. Because he almost got hit front and rear. Excellent heads-up driving from John Held. That's going to move him back from the double digits up into the 8th position. And this is going to, again, upset our top 5. So, Colton Manich in the 66 is your leader. He, last on pit road 24 laps ago. Behind him in second is the 43 of Sandy Curtis, on the exact same pit strategy. He'll be restarting second. Behind them in third, the 15 of Christopher Pillow. We haven't really had... He's been very quiet all night. Just keeping his head down, doing his best to dodge the bombs, as it were, he was last on pit road 18 laps ago. Now, he only took fuel. And I do believe that Colton Manich and Sandy Curtis, when they were on pit road 24 laps ago, only took fuel. So maybe these guys saving a fresh set of tires for the end. All these guys on old tires, they should all be able to make it to the end without issue. Behind them is the 53 of Randolph Richard. Randolph, though, when he pit 18 laps ago, he took 4 tires. And then if we look behind him to 5th, the 281, Jason Anderson, he pit 10 laps ago and took tires. So the freshest tires in the field, not quite. The freshest tires in the field do belong to Gary Sapinski in 10th. He just came down pit road, put 4 fresh tires on. But ahead of him, he's got the 91 of Joel Guy, who came down pit road, only took a splash of fuel. The 19 of Ben Gear was on pit road 10 laps ago, only took fuel. But John Held, Donald Stewart, and Jason Anderson. So 17, John Held, 14, Donald Stewart, and 281, Jason Anderson. All 3 of these guys come down pit road 10 laps ago, took 4 fresh tires. So they're restarting behind a bunch of people with a lot of laps on their tires. We've already seen what that can do. We saw the 99 get involved in one nasty wreck as a result of asking a little bit too much of those fresher tires. So we'll see how this pans out this time. Should be taking the green flag on lap 86. That'll leave us 15 laps left in this race. Can Colton Manich hold off those fresher tires for 15 laps? 43 of Sandy Curtis has been strong all night. Can he get around? If he gets a good start and keep it right there on the door of the 66, those guys be side by side going through turns 1 and 2. We've seen that top side prevail going down the backstretch just about every start. But I think the big question is with this car right here, the 281, Jason Anderson does. This guy's already shown he's fast. He's on fresher tires than the guys in front of him, at least 20 lap fresher tires. What's he going to be able to do? 6-6 Colton Manich brings them through the Guy Car restart zone. Green flag is out. About even start there from both lanes. The 43 was almost a car length back. Got a really good push going into turns 1 and 2, but was not able to keep it on the door of the 66. The 15, however, he is side drafting very hard, pulling him back. The 281 already up to 4th place. He's already made up a position down there on the bottom. See, he didn't force the 3-wide position there. He knows what's going on in front of him. So he's taking it a little easy, trying to get these guys to sort themselves out. Colton Manich gets out there. Fairly decent lead. 43 of Sandy Curtis almost makes contact with the 15. 281 goes for a pass on the 43. But Sandy's going to have that high lane. The benefit that Anderson has, he's got the push from John Held. And he's on the bottom with fresher tires. But Sandy Curtis really doing his best to pinch Anderson down there to the bottom. Stop him from taking advantage of those tires. Something happened to 78 Gary Sapinski. Oh, that car is destroyed. He sends it down pit lane. What happened? So we're going to have to jump back here a little bit. He's back here mired in traffic behind a lot of these slower cars. Remember, he's got brand new tires. As they send it off there into turn 1 and 2. He takes him 3 wide. Just a little bit of a ping pong moment there. Gets through fine. They go into turn 3. Oh, the 8 and the 91 got together. That he checked up, got collected by the 24. Just destroys his car. take it back to the lead there. No caution. The 281 and the 17 are both able to negotiate the 43 while we were looking at that. They're currently fighting for the third position. Anderson gets in the wall there. That's not going to help him at all, but he's got the outside there of the 43 of Sandy Curtis. He should be able to hold on to this position. As he sends it back forward. The 66 of Colton Manich has the 15 of Christopher Pillow all over his rear bumper. Both of these guys, very similarly aged tires. Pillow fighting for all he's worth. We take the 10 to go signal. Pillow looking like maybe he's not trying to pass right now. I'm not entirely certain. He gets real loose there coming off of turn 2. That 17 of John Held, though. He's coming with a full head of steam. That 281 is firing it down there on the bottom. He is not going anywhere. So it was a 2-car battle for the lead. Now a 4-car battle for the lead. Jason Anderson able to clear John Held there. Jumps it up to the high side. Is able to get to the outside of the 15. They are 3 wide coming off of turn 2. Everyone keeps it going straight. 15 backs out a little bit. 281 dives to the inside of the 66 of Colton Manich. He's able to clear Colton already. Contact between the 17 and the 66 in the middle of turn 4. 15 hits the wall coming out of turn 4. Everyone keeps it pointed in the right direction. 24 of Jason Adams. Where'd he come from? He's diving to the inside of the 17. Things really picked up here in the last 8 laps. 3 wide here for second place. John Held, Jason Adams, Colton Manich all fighting for second position. And you got the 281 of Jason Adams wondering, who do I pull? Well, this business really picked up here at the end. These fresh tires here on Jason Adams. He came down pit road 11 laps ago, put 4 fresh tires on this car. That car has come alive. He's doing everything he can to make up positions down there on the bottom. He's having issues negotiating that 66. He doesn't have to deal with 3 wide this time as they come off turn 2. He gets a decent push from the 8, puts a side draft on the 66, try and pull him back, dives it down low. He's trying to get a good pull from the 281, clears the 66 there on the top. He confidently takes the second place, sets his sights on the 281 of Jason Anderson. These guys are running a very similar line. Does Jason hold it down there on the bottom? Sorry, does Anderson hold it there on the bottom? Where's Adams going to go? Not entirely certain. Looks like Anderson is trying to run a reactive line to what Adams is doing. I realized that saying Jason was a little bit confusing because they're both at Jason. So we are 5 laps to go. Jason Adams looking for that run. He finally gets it to the inside of the 281. He's got a good push from the number 8. Number 8 on a very similar tire strategy as the 24. Oh, 17 in the wall. Caution will wave. 17. Who was that? Was that the 66? Yeah, both those guys just running high. Ran out of track for the both of them. So it looks like the 17 here is going for a slider on the 66, but he commits to the slide way too late. And by the time he's committed, the 66 has already filled that hole. That is most unfortunate for both of those guys. 17 was having a very good night. If he's able to get this car fixed and come back out, I don't know if he has any fresh tires. That would be something that I would expect to see John Held hit pit road and take 4 tires. See if he catches up to the field. Do not know if pit road is open. I believe it is. See what looks to be a whole bunch of takers. 99, 17, 19. I think I saw the 15 coming down pit road. The 66, he has to. He was involved in that caution. He's got damage on that car. So all these guys coming down pit road for service, if they've got tires, Burn him if you got him. Right side's going up on the 66 there, so he's taking tires. 17 of John Held. Does not look like he's putting tires on that car. He may have already used up all of his tires for this race. 99 of Kim Kraus here. He took 4 tires. So the folks we have on brand new tires, the 66 of Colton Manich, the 15 of Christopher Pillow, the 19 of Ben Gear, and finally what looks like the 99 of Kim Kraus is the 17 of John Held, just now coming off pit road, taking that optional repair. I don't think he took tires. So, your top 5 here. Should be, do believe, yep, we have the, oh, I lost it, there we go. We have the 281 of Jason Anderson, currently scored as your leader. The 24 of Jason Adams will be restarting outside in second place. The 8 of Nathaniel Lee restarting here in third. The 43 of Sandy Curtis in fourth. And the 59 of Ralph Blair finally cracking the top 5. Ralph here, round out your top 5. It's an interesting mix of tire strategy. Jason Anderson last took tires 25 laps ago. Jason Adams he took tires 17 laps ago. Nathaniel Lee 17 laps ago. Sandy Curtis 40 laps ago. He was on pit road and he only took fuel, so those are some old tires there. And the 59 of Randolph Richard came down pit road the same time as Jason Adams, and Nathaniel Lee also took tires. So all these guys on older tires, but they've had time to cool down. And that's going to really let them fire off a little bit better. But this is the question. These guys, 66, Colton Manich, 15, Christopher Pillow, 19, Ben Gear, 99, Kim Kraus. All of these guys, brand new tires. What do you do? How hard are they going to send it? I do believe this is our one green-white checkered attempt. And so with only one attempt, you know everyone's going to go for every piece of real estate they can get. Those fresh tires are going to fill any hole they can find. It's going to be a wild ride these last 2 laps. That is my estimation. But good news for the 281. All he has to do is hold off the 24, the 8, the 43, everyone behind him for 2 laps. That's all he's got to do. That's going to be a tall order. He's going to have to make sure that he clears that 24 before they exit turn 2, because that monster run he's going to get, that 24 is going to get coming down the backstretch. It's going to be tough to block. Pace car is off as we head back to the Geico restart zone for what I believe to be the last time. Green flag is out. 24 got a much better start than the 281. That is not what Anderson needed. Sandy Curtis pushing Adams down into turn 1. Lee pushing Anderson into turn 1. Anderson able to get back out ahead. Looked like the 24 maybe was a little squirrely. 281 blocks the run the 8 has. The 8 all over his rear bumper. Almost spins him around. 24 working the outside. Oh, caution. Someone is in the wall. Looks like the 99. Is that the 15 in the wall? I think that is the race. Let's go back and see what happened. As I said, those fresh tires were going to look for every hole they could. So here they go, coming out of turn 1, 2 by 2 by 2. There's a little bit of a stack up there on the bottom. 19, taps the 15, sends him up into the 99. Collects both of those guys. So we'll look at this. The 15's there in the middle. 19 looked like he was going to try and fill that hole in the middle. Didn't realize that Pelot was there. And that just took out Pelot and Kraus. So I do believe, as we look at our lineup, that puts the 281. Yep, checkered flag is out. Jason Anderson is your winner. 24 of Jason Adams will be coming home in second, and the 8 of Nathaniel Lee is your third place finisher. Congratulations to the 281. Probably not how he wanted to win it, but a win is a win. Congratulations to all of our competitors this evening for putting on an exciting race. Good job to everybody. Thank you down there in YouTube land for hanging with us. If you like what you saw, go ahead and drop a like for us. If you hated it, liked it, indifferent, just leave us a comment. And if you want to come back and get notifications for more, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Looks like the 24 is going to go out for some celebratory donuts. I think, he was working his butt off there to get around the 281. He's going to go ahead and he's going to celebrate a race hard fought. But all in all, I think that's going to be just about it for us this evening. We're going to have, I do believe we're doing Tuesday, primarily short track. Not Tuesday. We're going to be having the trucks. I believe in short track is what we're doing currently on Wednesdays. So we'll have that tomorrow. So pop back in if you want to go ahead and watch that race. The truck series at mile and a halves back on Thursday. That you'll hear from me then. We'll have our late model stock short track series on Friday, and of course our Xfinity series at a super speedway of our admin's choice on Saturday. But for the most part, I believe that's it. Hope you all have a good one.